As our tale resumes, we find Daermon back in Shardtown, deep into research scrolls, parchments, and dusty tomes. Consumed by the ominous lore of Dragotha, he yearns to reunite with his comrades. Calling upon Nino, the ever-resourceful wizard, he requests teleportation straight into the High Spire. Upon his arrival, Daermon encounters Agath, a pupil of the elusive Balakard. Agath's countenance holds an edge of worry. His master has gone off the grid, possibly unraveled secrets too dangerous to hold. Balakard's written words hint at a dread connection. The Eben Triad, a shadowy cult and their possible collusion with the feared Dracolic, Dragotha. Time waits for no man, and certainly not for Daermon. He rushes off to Winneta, the last known location of his fellowship. Eclipsing city streets and skirting shadowed alleys, Daermon's boots find their way to the sinner's sanctum. Perfect timing. There stand Drenger, Stray Dog, and Illican peering down into the gloom of a newly discovered trapdoor. United once more, the quartet descends into a domed room, its walls formed of eerie red bricks. In the center of the chamber lies a puzzling sight, a rope inscribed with arcane runes spelling Balakarde. Touch it, tug it, nothing. The rope is as still as a dormant volcano, until the heroes dare to proceed further. With a sudden snap, the rope animates, tendrils lashing out like vipers, seeking to bind and constrict. Stray Dog's blades pass through it as if cutting smoke, but it turns out fire is the key. Illican's incendiary spells ignite the rope into smoky tendrils. A final flash of Drenger's axe, and the rope splinters into harmless strands, their magical life snuffed out. They stood victorious, their bodies marked only by minor scrapes and singes. The adventuring band finds themselves at the end of a short passage, staring into the maw of a 15-foot-wide pit. A melding of mold and arcane artistry mar the walls, with runes and figures fighting for space amidst the grime. Illican is able to decipher some of the runes. It's as though the very walls whisper secrets of forbidden rituals, dedications to a mysterious entity known as Caius. With the pit before them seemingly bottomless, Illican sends Fiki, his fiery familiar, to scout the abyss. A depth of over 100 feet is revealed, and the runes along the walls suggest a ritual, arcane yet foreign. Illican morphs into a giant spider, spinning a thread of as Stray Dog hops onto his back. The other heroes follow in pursuit, climbing the spider silk and descending a vertigo-inducing 300 feet. They find themselves in an immense chamber, bathed in the eerie glow of greenish candlelight from iron chandeliers. Worm-like statues coil menacingly in alcoves, while a hulking, six-armed statue with only one eye and 3 mangled hands commands the room. Made from a strange stone that uncannily mimics leather, the statue's eye appears disconcertingly alive. Curiosity outweighs caution as they approach the monumental figure. It springs to life, its stony visage belying a swiftness and power that catches the heroes off guard. A whirling shield of ethereal weapons materializes, slashing at all who dare come close. It even sends out floating eyes that zero in on individual heroes as though marking them for doom. Drenger, raging and indomitable, lands blow after mighty blow, but the statue seems near impervious. Daermon focuses the brunt of his eldritch might into a devastating critical attack, sending tremors through the statue. Yet even as it stumbles, black worms emerge from its wounds, squirming and stitching the stony flesh back together. Undeterred, the heroes unleash a torrent of spells and slashes, their weapons singing through the air. They keep the monstrous statue at bay, but can't halt its inexorable regeneration. It's a heart-pounding standoff, a symphony of steel and spellwork, as they realize the fight is far from over. Just when the heroes are questioning the endgame of this brutal dance, Drenger's eyes fall upon the chandeliers hanging ominously above. The dwarf, in a moment of pure inspiration, hurls his throwing axes with deadly precision. The first axe bites into the chain, weakening its links, but it's the second throw that sings, snapping the chain and sending the massive chandelier crashing down. As it smashes to the floor, the dying screams of the worms trapped in its candles reverberate through the minds of our adventurers. Yet those shrieks also spell the end for the statue's dark regenerative powers. The heroes breathe a collective sigh. They've emerged victorious. Daermon, ever the perceptive one, notices an inconsistency in the chamber's eastern wall. The bricks look newer than the rest. Armed with a chisel, pitons, and hammer, he chips away at the incongruous section, unveiling a hidden chamber filled with stale air and a promise of secrets. As the wall crumbles, our heroes leap into the newfound space, eyes widening at the sight of 4 large chests. Eager hands reach for the latches, but an invisible force rebuffs them. The chests are magically sealed. Undeterred, Illican flexes his druidic might and dispels the enchantment. The chests creak open to reveal bags of coins and glittering gems, a ledger detailing the vault's outdated inventory, and a trove of magical items that make even the hardiest warrior's heart race. Treasure claimed, enemies vanquished, and yet a sense of foreboding lingers. The questions pile up as the loot does. What was the Eben Triad's connection to this unholy place? Who or what is Caius? Flush with their newfound riches, the heroes trade their battle-worn armor for sumptuous noble attire, making their way to the illustrious Deluxury to claim their festival tickets from Armin Laratio. While waiting for the man himself, Drengr regales anyone who would listen with tales of his exploits, his voice dripping with bravado. Not to be outdone, Illican strikes up a conversation with a lone woman named Irina. Despite his best efforts to blend in, he's like a deer in high society headlights, awkwardly oscillating between calling Stray Dog and Drengr his companions and servants. In the meantime, Daermon delves into rumors about the vanished heiress of Mage Prince Lacaster, a puzzle all the more personal since she was last seen in Reldeven, his own hometown. Word has it she was a bratty runaway, replaced at court by Hemris, her bastard sister. When Armin finally descends, Stray Dog attempts to grab his attention with ventriloquism antics, but to no avail. The merchant reveals that only Drengr and Aurora have met his lofty criteria for festival invitations. In a fit of righteous indignation, Drengr flips a table, storming out of the Deluxury. Not to be outdone in showmanship, Daermon and Stray Dog cook up an audacious plan to demonstrate their prowess with a wand of lightning bolts as a sort of public spectacle within the opulent hallways of the Deluxury. This goes over about as well as a wet firework. The nervous crowd draws weapons and prepared wizards mutter counterspells. But another guest intervenes, suggesting they take their act outside. Embracing the idea, Daermon invites the onlookers to blast him with their most potent lightning spells on the main avenue. Wizards line up to participate, hurling bolts and spells in a luminous, crackling display. Daermon endures, earning cheers from the crowd. Caught in the excitement, Drengr decides he wants in and throws his great axe at Daermon without so much as a warning. While the ranger deflects the first blow with a magical shield, the second draws blood. Nonetheless, the crowd roars in approval, dubbing him the Immortal Lightning Man. Come morning, word arrives. Daermon has scored an invitation to the festival, but the rest of the crew remain conspicuously uninvited. And so, cloaked in both triumph and controversy, our heroes ponder their next move, each keenly aware that their tale grows more convoluted and dangerous by the day.